Alright, I'm going to be working on the multiplayer card game today. So let's get into it. I did a couple things right before I started streaming. One thing is I just went in this authentication, just verified that it signed up under my email and that I have a user account, which makes sense because I was the auth was working last time. But another thing I did was I don't remember the security I had. I think I had basically everything, not even authenticated users. Like I just had it completely open. So it'd be like something like this. And this is the database, by the way, the Firebase database. Firestore is what it's called. So I had a permission similar to this, but it just said if true, I believe. So it's like completely open. This is an okay development setup, I guess, allowing only authenticated users. And yeah. So that's something. Another thing you can do is just have it completely locked. So allow read write if false. So basically, it wouldn't allow read write. So I was looking into that, how I could set it up basically so only I, for now, had access while I'm developing. And a couple things you could do is one thing is have this set up where it's authenticated only and then not allow any more signups. And one way to do that is you could have this before create. You do a before create cloud function, basically. Before create hook in a cloud function, or trigger they call it. And then you would set it up like this. And you could go to blocking registration or sign in. To block registration or sign in attempt, throw an HTTPS error in your function. So you could do something like that within this. So where it says to do, I haven't tried it, I'm just guessing that's how you would do it. You'd throw that. And it wouldn't allow any more signups. But I think for now a better way to do what I'm trying to do, and that's how basically you could just not allow any signups, but what I wanted to do is just make it so only for now I had access to the database as I'm developing. I might have to open it up a little bit more. So if you scroll down from, where was that? Yeah, from here, they had some examples. Basically, you could allow read or write in certain scenarios, and they have this get. So what this get does is it reads in basically a document from your Firestore, and then you could access the data from it from the dot data, and then access like properties of that document or fields, I guess. So what I had set up, and by the way, if you go to, yeah, if you go to get, that's in like the reference, if you click on reference and go um, to Cloud Firestore rules Firestore, you can see get, so get the contents of a Firestore document, and then that returns a resource. So if you go there, the resource has some properties. Data is the one we're interested in, and that's all the fields within the document and their values. So resource, so dot data, dot name. In our case, the way I have it set up, I have a permissions collection, UID document, and that document has fields of UIDs that are basically just Boolean values. And so I'm just going to make sure it's true or false. And the way I have that set up, where is that? Right here. So I have if, get, and this is the path to the document. So you start with databases, and then this particular database, which I believe comes from here, and then documents, and then you start with the collection permissions, So that was the like root level thing. Permissions, it's the collection. UID is the document, and then from there you get that .data property we just looked at. So this whole thing would be the resource, and from the resource there's the .data, and then I'm trying to access, and you can use just like JavaScript the bracket notation instead of dot notation if you're referring to some sort of variable. And so this is the user ID from the request. So it's basically looking up this right here. It's seeing if that's true. So if I like set this false, for example, and I try to access, it does take a second to update, but okay, so that was pretty quick actually. And if I change that back to true, it should give me access again. Hopefully. And yep, I have read access now. So I could read the global chat. And you could, adjust these rules several ways. I think it's kind of nice. But yeah, so that's all I the only reason I did that is just so, like I said, only I have permission right now to read from the database, and for now nobody has permission to write. Um, so what do I want to work on today? I think I want to start working on two things that are kind of interesting is the game window itself that has like the cards and the animations and the whole gameplay aspect of it. That's pretty interesting. I think what I'm going to start out right now is look into matchmaking. So basically that'll be like a play now button, and then that button will put you in a pool. As soon as you have, I think eventually there could be ratings, like a rating system, and it would try to match you based on ratings, but for now it'll just be a pool, and the first people that sign up, I think it'll be, we'll say minimum 4 players, like standard game of spades. So 4 players are in the pool, ready to go. It'll try to make sure it connects you, and if it doesn't, it'll put the people that are still connected. Like so, say you're all ready to go, 4 people, and then one of them disconnects before the game actually starts. It'll put you back in the pool of the people that are still connected. So that's one thing. So before I even get to that, I want to just clean some stuff up. One other thing I did too is I just added this global type. So do I still have that up? So basically I was looking at how to use process env in TypeScript. Um, basically to set the types easily. You can just declare a um, global types. I don't know if that global is actually necessary, but it's like, I don't know, it just shows that it's global, I guess. And then you have a namespace, Node.js, interface, process env, and then you could set the types. So if I didn't have that, basically, let's just comment this out, for example, I would get a warning here saying it doesn't know the type of this. So, and you could do it like on a individual file level or whatever, but I think global's fine. And then the reason I needed that, by the way, is because I have this path to the database global chat, which I'm thinking now I'm not going to have this like hard coded because I remember last time I said that I'm going to have a chat for each start of each day, and that will just delete. I mean, maybe it'd be the start of each hour. I'm not sure, but start of each day. This would be the timestamp, and then they would get deleted at end of day. So I'm not just storing chat forever. But I'll have to set that up. For now, it can be hard coded, and this will just be there. It's fine. What else? I think that's pretty much it. I had these in there. in that global environment file, but it's not really necessary. This is a JavaScript file. Types don't really, no concern there anyways. So I just put it there in case I wanted them later. I don't really need those. Okay. First thing I want to do is basically just not clean it up, but remove what's in content. No auth, so chat. So I'm not gonna worry about authentication right now. Actually, you know what? I could just do it down here. So let's leave that, and then I'm gonna say div um we'll say this is main or test content, I guess. I don't know. I just want a component in there to work with, just for some testing purposes right now. Import test content from test content. That doesn't exist, so let's make that. New folder, test content. And this really could be called like a dashboard or something like that, but for now, let's just call it test content and figure out the name later. And then we're gonna have a test content.tsx and a new file, test content dot module.css. Okay, export default function test content, and then this will be returning a div for now, div with a span does testing. Well, this should load when you're not auth, which is what I'm trying to do right now. Where is that? Sign out. Testing content. Let's give it some padding, just some temporary inline styling, just to. What is that? Style? What? Loading 10 pixels. Wait, did I forget how to do inline styling in React? Hmm. Let's try class name. Okay, style. Inline. Style React. What the heck? The page took forever to load. Style. Oh, right, it can't be a string. Okay, I did forget. Okay, so it's an object with properties. Padding 10px. Okay. Is that enough? Did that do anything? 50px. Oh yeah, it did something. Okay. We'll just say padding top 25. Just so it's not squished against the top. Okay, cool. One thing I realized too is that I have that like get button or something that decides whether it's showing the Google button or sign up button. I think that's, I don't know. I think I might need to rethink that. I think it's not good. Um, okay, so I need some buttons. I'm not going to worry about styling right now today. Uh, Just add a button. It'll have an on click. And that will do handle uh, play now. For now, function handle play now. Okay. Console log handle play now. And this will say play now. Okay, cool. Is there any other issues I'm not seeing right now? Okay, handle play now. And then, so what's gonna happen when you click that? Let's open up a notepad to click this. Handle play now button clicks. And then what does that do? The first thing that does is, so, well, we're just talking about overall things it does. So you need to find other players from pool to start a game. From play now pool. Um, so there's two ways I think this could work. You could add yourself to the pool first, and then the pool will be its own separate thing, like that manages itself. I think this is the way to go, actually. So you add yourself to the pool, and the pool is some function, a cloud function that fires whenever someone gets added to the pool. And when someone gets added to the pool, um, and the function runs, let me think about this. So it looks at the amount of people in there. I mean, this is gonna need to get, I'm sure this is gonna be refactored several times, but the first functionality I want to do is probably just look and see if there's 4 people in the pool. And then if there's 4 people in the pool, it will basically, so it needs to make sure that they're all available, right? So there needs to be the concept of like online and offline, I think. Or signed in and signed out. Is that right? I mean, not necessarily, but that would be a good idea. Okay, so we need a concept of online and offline. Dang it. Matchmaking. Matchmaking. So we need a concept of online and offline. I think that could be considered presence. So they have that. Is that I don't think that's how you spell it, but they do have that concept in Firestore built in, I think. Um, or not Firestore, Firebase. Concept of online, offline. Is that just signed in or out? Is there an auto sign out after idle? Something like that. It doesn't necessarily, now I'm thinking about it, it doesn't have to be a concept of online or offline. There's just a concept of in pool and out of pool. And that, because you're not just finding anyone, it's someone that said they also want to play. So in pool and out of pool, which we already were just talking about, and then so when does the person, so hold on. So the person leaves the pool when he clicks a button, and person leaves the pool when he signs out. We could do person leaves the pool after certain amount of time slash idle. We don't need to worry about this, so I'll throw it down here, but I don't think I need to think about it for this particular problem. Okay, so you click on the button, join the pool, that runs a function. Yeah, and that function only needs to run if someone joins a pool, right? Because if it doesn't need to just constantly run, because if there's enough and you get paired up, then that's fine, and it removes those players from the pool. I think it would be easier probably for now, test with 2 players at first, then do 4 players. Another thing too with this project overall is I definitely want to incorporate WebRTC. Not because it's necessary at all, but just to get some practice with it and figure out kind of how it works. And my signaling server will be Firebase functions probably slash Firestore. And this will be used for in-game chat only initially, and possibly in-game state. And then for the in-game state, it would be is that right? Not doing these indenting very well. Is this all the way over? Yeah. Signaling server, which is like the server for WebRTC, you do need an actual server that connects people, and then once they're connected, they can exchange data and stuff. But so that, at least from my understanding, is what the signaling server is. It actually connects people. So that will be that used for. I'm going off on the tangent a little bit, but used for in-game chat only initially, possibly in-game state where player validates a move instead of a server. So that would be just kind of cool. For the global chat, I'm still debating whether I'm gonna even have the global chat, but I mean, I've set it up basically, but for the global chat, I don't think that's a great idea for, that should just be in Firestore because that you'd have to, for each person that joins, you'd have to connect each person to like everyone else, or you'd have to have some sort of system where it's even that's more complicated but doesn't have a connection directly from every person to every other person through WebRTC. If you're going to do like pure WebRTC, so I think that's for that reason. I think it's just better to have the global chat if it still is a thing. To be just in Firestore. But yeah, for each individual game, that could just be handled entirely by the users themselves. And yeah, start out with the chat. But anyways, for now, I'm gonna implement everything with Firestore. This is like after I'm all done with the base project and getting it kind of working, then I'll look into this because I think it'll be kind of interesting to get that working. It's something I've been wanting to look into and do. I just haven't found a good project to do it with yet, but this will be a pretty good one. Okay, so let's move this up here. I'll even put a separating line. So it's something to look into later. So we're going to test with 2 players at first. And the test could be, test can be instead just chat between the players instead of game state plus game object slash state plus chat. Okay, so test with 2 players at first, then do 4, yeah. By the way, I do want to potentially have 2-player games of spades. That is a thing. And then 4 players is the standard size. Let's see. So I'll be targeting 4 at first, but then maybe do 2 later. And then 2 will be just for testing this. Test can be just the chat between the players. Okay, instead of everything for now. Okay, so find other players. All right. So we kind of broken it down a little bit. So what this is going to do is call Firebase function to add to pool. Technically, you could just add yourself to the pool directly through the database connection. I'm not sure if I want to allow that. Well, here's the problem. Let me think about this. It's not actually a problem, but so if I added myself to so if a user added themselves to a pool directly, um, there would have to be some sort of yeah, there's no like validation there, right? Because they're just directly accessing and adding themselves to a database or into the database. Obviously, we could have permissions so they could only write to that part of the database, and that would be fine. But there'd be no validation, as far as I know, on the as far as what they put in there. So I don't think that's going to work. And even if they could do that, I would still eventually have to trigger once something was added. It would have to trigger it to sorry, I'd have to trigger the Firebase function anyways to be able to do that logic to see who's in the pool and connect people. So this will initially just call a Firebase function to add to the pool, and then Firebase function will perform logic. to view who's in pool and connect people to chat/game. All right. So let's I like to do things, little steps by, like one step at a time. So let's just make a call to the Firebase function and make sure it's getting that user ID. So how do we do that? So play now. I am going to have to open up. Am I going to have to open up? Mm. So I did a video before on making Firebase functions private. I'm not sure. Let's see. Firebase function only callable via auth user. HTTPS on call. If you want only authenticated users to be able to invoke your function, a callable function by itself is not safe in that respect. I don't remember what I did with that Firebase function private. I think what I had was I used the admin SDK, and basically the user would call not a Firebase function directly. It would call like some server that was running. I think I had Heroku, and that server would take that request and with their service account credentials would call the Firebase function, and the Firebase function would be restricted based on those credentials. I actually might implement that. How old is this? Is this recent? This is 2020. Kind of like that though, because otherwise you leave your function open to everybody, anybody in the world, basically. Anybody could call it, which is probably not a big deal. But it's like, why have that? I would rather have it to where, yeah, I'd rather have it to where basically there's a proxy in the middle that would only allow certain calls through. The cloud function in Firebase lets you call functions directly from a Firebase app. To call a function from your app this way. To use HTTPS callable functions, you must use the client SDK platform together. All right, callable functions have these key differences from HTTP functions. With callables, okay, that's pretty nice. So call functions, let me see this. So you don't get any of that. That's interesting. I think I'm gonna go with this for now. Just calling to the app, not worry about like someone spamming the function. I don't see that happening anyway. So if it happens, then okay. Add message functions HTTPS on call. So we need to set up a function. So build functions. I think it's gonna give me some instructions here. Upgrade your project's billing plan. Run your mobile backend code without managing servers. Oh, really? You can't access, wow, that stinks. You can't access functions without providing billing stuff. You'll now be charged based on your usage. Ah, that sucks. Let me see something. That did not used to be the case, for sure. No cost. Not applicable. Yeah. I wonder why. I mean, that would be nice if it would be free. And then, like with a free non-billing account, you could just go up to a certain amount and then it would just like not work anymore. But they got rid of that option. It's been a while. Hmm. So the account I have set up now, I mean, I have another account. I wonder if for now I should just call a local express server for testing. And then yeah. Let me see what these look like. Gotta be a way to I know there's a way to recommend and prevent abuse. Before you launch your apps, you should check to ensure that only your apps can access your callable function endpoints. Oh, what? Maybe this handles what I was talking about. How old is this? Hmm. Hopefully that doesn't come through on my microphone and like somehow I get blocked on YouTube for that. There was some music in the background, but I don't think it was anything, not a big deal. Um, let's see. Jack helps you. Actually, do I have? No, I don't have desktop audio, so it'd just be if it came through my mic. I don't think it would. And it's probably fine anyways. Let me turn it down. Interesting. Okay. Well, what I was talking about earlier, they already have a solution for that. And it is pretty new from what I could tell. Tech relies on the strength. Hmm. Well, it does look like it costs some money. Anyways, um, I still like the middleman approach, the proxy server, proxies request, um, checks for user IDs and stuff. It's at least something, anyways. What was I just looking at? Oh, I need to create a account, a billing account to do Firebase functions. Okay. Um, I guess for now, what I could do, like I said before, is I'll just create another server that I call. So let's do that now. Oh, I know what I want to look at. They do have some like local way to test emulator suite. I think that's what it is. So I don't need to set up my own. The Firebase local emulator suite is a set of advanced tools for developers looking to build and test apps locally. Cloud Firestore, hopefully they have functions. Yep. I'll be running and prototyping. Local development with the local emulator suite can be a good fit for prototyping. Before you explore Firebase local emulator suite, I remember when I was working on this before, they had some emulators, but it wasn't probably as nice as it is now. Ready to get started for platforms. Okay, download ready to run quick start app. The Firebase local emulator suite consists of individual service emulators built to accurately mimic the behavior of Firebase services. Okay. Unit test, integration test, manual test. Okay, so web. Firestore, we're good there. Authentication, functions, hub sub, doesn't have that. I guess this does, I don't know. Okay, let's go to get started. Let's go to install and configure. Other tools. Emulator suite is supplemental or supplemented by other prototype tools. The Cloud Functions emulator, part of the emulator suite. Emulators, interoperable with local live data, security rules, Cloud Functions shell, interactive, iterative function prototyping. Okay. Okay. I kind of want everything to work together, so I already looked at that. The Firebase can be installed and configured. This is a authentication, functions, and Firestore, as we saw before. All right, let's just try this out. So install, I need Java. Do I have Java? Not sure. Probably not. Oracle, it's available. I guess this one. Wait, do I have Java? Test if Java installed. Oh, true. CMD Java dash version. No. Program files Java. Okay. Is that downloading? There it goes. Java JDK. I wonder if I want this Open JDK or like this Oracle. I'm not sure. No, I get sketched out installing things on my computer. Just looking around, making sure everything looks okay. I'm also gonna look too if I have look in program files, see if I see Java. Oracle VirtualBox. I don't think so. I don't want to deal with logging into this, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just like, why does this take you to another page? Java.net. So you're at openjdk.org. I don't know. Whatever. I'm sure it's fine. Is that the one I just downloaded? I don't remember. Let me download it one more time. I think it's fine. That's done. I'll move that into some folder and then add it to the yeah, I'm not gonna scan that. It's gonna take forever. All right, so I'm just gonna move this thing I downloaded into another folder somewhere. I'll throw it in match to dev folder, I guess. All right, so Java. So environment variables for your account path. Is there a Java home in here? Probably not. No. All right, so Java home value is going to be this, I think. Or no. Oh, did I not create that? Thought I did. That's weird. Thought I did that. Oops, not the system. Oh, did I do it for the system instead? Let me double check. What? Hold on, let me see something. I don't know. So it's in mat2 system. Is that the same thing? Oh, here's system, here's... Never mind, never mind. Never mind. So what's the difference between these two things? I don't know. Okay, so we have Java home. What else do we need to set up? Let's see if we do, it's not gonna work. We also need to do what? Path, and we need to add Java home bin. Okay. New Java home bin. Oh, I had the slash the wrong way. Oops. Java home bin. Okay, now that should work in a command prompt. Java dash version. Okay, nice. Java C. Okay, Java compile. I think that's what that is. All right, I think we're good. You might have to do something with a class path or whatever, but I think for what I'm doing right now, I'm not doing any compiling. I think it's fine. Uh, One thing I do want to do though is might as well scan this while I'm waiting. The scan is already running. Cancel scan. Yes. Did I just break it? Let me try this again. Ah, dang it, dude. Pause. Cancel. There we go. McAfee came with this computer. It's the only reason I'm using it. Otherwise, I'd probably just be using Windows Defender. All right. Anyways, so we got Java installed. Now what do I need to do? Where was that? Where did I even see Java? What? I must have closed that. Let me close some of this stuff that I don't need right now. There we go. Java to install the emulator suite, install the Firebase CLI. I don't know if I have that. Okay, I do have that. You'll need CLI version 8.14 or higher. Firebase. What do I have? I have 11.8. Might as well update it though. Why not? Well, I guess that's one reason. Oh, okay. I thought that was going to take a while. All right. So we have that. Let's do a Firebase log out. So I don't know what account is logged out or logged in. Oh, it was just my account. Okay. No. Okay. Now what? Firebase init. So let's go with, let's do it from in here, I guess. I need to do this anyways to get the function code and stuff, all the rules on my in my local environment. Are you ready to proceed? Yes. So we're gonna have Firestore. I thought it lets you pick an already configured app. Functions, we're gonna want hosting. Not sure about storage and emulators. Remote config. Not sure what that is. Oh, use an existing project. Card game. It looks like you haven't used Cloud Firestore in this project. What? Seriously? Thought I had that set up. Is it because the rules I have? Hmm. Try it again. I think I'm gonna get the same error. Let's Google this, I guess. Projects, settings, general, default, GCP resource. I think there was something about that in the documentation somewhere. You cannot change it. Okay, sure. I always set up a new project, so all right. Let's try it again. Firestore, functions, hosting. Is there going to be a need for storage? Avatars is one thing I could think of, but I think I could do that some other way. I'm not sure how I want to do that. I'm sure you could add stuff later, so I'll just skip that for now. Use an existing project and card game. Hopefully it'll work this time. Okay, that's fine. What file should be used for indexes? It's fine. Can make this larger. Yeah. What language would you like to write? So TypeScript. Sure. Yes. Public directory. Public directory configured a single page app. No. Set automatic build. Oh, I was just thinking I might not do hosting, right? I'm not sure. Whatever. I'll think about that later. No, I don't want to do that. Alright. Let's do authentication emulator, Firestore emulator, functions emulator. They said they didn't have PubSub emulator, but set that up. Storage we'll leave alone. I wonder, can you set up storage emulator without having storage set up? Probably. That looks pretty good. I wonder if the PubSub emulator is necessary. Let me see what that exactly is. Thought this was the PubSub for the Firestore, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll throw it in there. Why not? Actually, yeah, let's not do it for now. Port do I want to use? Let's just do 9,000. Functions, that's fine. Firestore emulator, that's fine. You could always change these later. Would you like to enable the emulator UI? What is that? Firestore data viewer editor. Yeah, that's probably useful. Why not? Sure. Download the emulators now, yes. Okay, let's see how this works. Configure the emulator suite. You can optionally let's just look at the options that it created for us. Get an idea of what's there. So we have these rules which I already set up. Don't have any indexes right now. Single project mode. I think basically what that's gonna do is yeah, it'll use the same ID. Can ignore. Start writing functions. By default, the project ID will be taken on startup from the project selected with Firebase init or Firebase use. I guess that's yeah, that's fine. Specifying Java options. Startup emulators. You can start emulators to run until manually terminated. Okay, let's try this. Emulators start. Firebase. Emulators start only. Let's do only functions. Is that the option? Only functions, yes. View an emulator UI. Okay. So if I uncomment this, Package an outdated version of Firebase functions. That's interesting. Why would it be? I don't know. It's already outdated. Let me just see the latest version. Like, why wouldn't it just give me the latest one? Four point 10. How old is the one I have? I have 3.18. Okay. Beginning of this year. So what does it say? I mean, I guess I should use the latest ones. I'm just surprised because I updated the Firebase CLI before I even did this, right? Or did I do it afterwards? I would think they would have the latest versions if they're giving warnings for it, but maybe not. Failed to load function definition from source. There was an error reading functions package JSON. Functions lib index does not exist. Uh, okay. How about this? Uh, No. Come on now. Whoa. That's the outer. Okay. Um, I don't know what's going on. Let me try this. Probably need to read a little bit more. We'll see. Maybe this will work. Oh, right. I'm an idiot. This is TS. Never mind. Never mind. Source. No. Let's get rid of that. Lib. I need to have the compiler running so it generates that. So I think that's the problem. So let's go. Do I have it installed globally? I don't. So npm npx tsc. Let me see, is tsc in here? Yeah, tsc. So it should, I think, run from here. No, not there. No, not there. Functions npx tsc. Include password lib and exclude password lib. What? Oh man, what did I do to this thing? I think I just set it back to how it was, right? Oh, there we go, source. Never mind. I got rid of the wrong thing. npxtsc, let's compile it. There we go. And now, so do you need to have this? I'm not sure. Okay, on request, hello logs, hello from Firebase. All right, I feel like I had this set up last time I was doing this, but that's okay. So handle play now. Let's see if we can get it to call this function. Um, Let me bookmark that. Okay, and close this. All right, what's exec? Run the script after starting. Okay, so that's just it runs, not continuously, but it stops when the script is finished. All right, let's see if we can call this function. So let's go, since it's HTTP one, for now, let's test that. Invoke. After you deploy, you can invoke it through its own unique URL. Project ID. Do I need to deploy it though? Let me see what it says here. Let's see what we get from this. Logs, Firestore, overview. Extensions, Firestore. Oh, there it is. Hello from Firebase. Cool. So that is working. Let's do this style. And we could also log out all the stuff that's in there. So let's go back. I wonder if it updates here after you compile. Guess we'll find out. Actually, let me just try that first. So if I save that, I recompile. Is something, okay, and then let's see if I call this. Okay, cool. So it did update. So if I do tsc-w, and then if I just, I don't know, throw a few more of those there. Okay, cool. All right, so that's a pretty good workflow, I guess. All right, so let's save this. Hello world, callable functions. Network const. We just need to do on call. Data context. And I just sneezed. Should have muted the mic. My bad. Alright, let's grab all of these things and see what we get, if anything. I'm actually more concerned with the UID. Context auth. I don't think that's going to be available. Context UID, response. Okay, so how do you do a response in here? Use on call to create callable functions. I just return. Return, I don't know, message sent from function UID plus UID. Get rid of that. Save it. Okay. And then let's try to call it from my app. So get functions, add message, callable functions, add message. What is this? Okay. HTTPS callable. Oh, get functions is like a list or whatever. It returns you something. Pass that, whatever it returns into that. And then, yeah. Okay. Let's try that in the actual app. So it's going to be here. Say message. Or no, not message. Yeah, let's do text. This will be testing message from client. Test message from client. We will call it message. Add message. Okay. So we'll say text, and UID. Okay, add message. Looks good. Const functions is get functions, so I need to import that from here. I want to log out what this is. Console.log functions. Functions instance for the given app. Okay. Actually, I don't need to log that out then. I guess I will. ACVS callable, add message. Reference to the callable trigger with the given name. Alright, so add message. We're going to send that. And then result. Let's just format this thing. There we go. Data is result.data, sanitize message. Wonder what's gonna happen here. Does it like intercept the request? Did it get the request? Chords. I mean, can definitely take care of that, but I'm wondering, is it like what's happening when it does this? It's just sending it to the remote, right? Not the local. Alright, let's look at cores. Um, if you need to inject middleware dependencies for things like cookie support or cores, call these within the function. Where? Like, would I just put core here? I don't know. I don't think that's what I'm trying to do though. Let me think about this. We just need like more information how to test these locally, pretty much. Firebase callable. This is kind of old, I think. Use functions emulator. Hmm. There we go. What? Have to do that while you're calling it? There's got to be a way to do it more globally, right? Functions, get out. Import, get out. Um, I guess I could set this up kind of how I have the other stuff set up. Where is that? Config. Let me see if I can do that. So let's go. All right. I'm gonna stop pretty soon. I'm gonna go get something to eat and just take a break, but let me get this working. Okay, connect functions emulator, get functions. So I think I want all of this in the in here, basically. Get functions. HTTPS callable, I might want to keep in here. What does that do? Yeah, I'll leave that here. So this part functions equals, how did I do that over here? Auth context. Right. So I did something like that. So I'll do something like that here. And it'll be functions. And that's fine. Get rid of this here. This will be not there anymore. That won't be there. HTTPS callable functions. Cool. And then this needs to be over here. Needs to be exported. So this will be const functions equals get functions. And we're going to pass it the app. What is this? Oh, functinos, functions. Okay, cool. So that's that. HTTPS callable, we'll get rid of that. All right, what else do I need to do to set it up? Get app, we already have that. Get functions. Functions, we have that. And we just need this. So this will be something I can turn off and on from one place rather than everywhere. I hope. Okay. That message. All right, let's see if this does anything. Everything's good. That's done. Let's just see what happens. Sure, it's not going to work. It's not even loading. Okay, there we go. Nice. Sent from function. UID is undefined. That's okay. And then in here we get test message from client. Test message from client. UID is undefined. Okay. But it is actually calling the function. So that's good. Can close this. For now, I'm going to comment this out. So that's actually not a thing right now. So UID context auth UID. So the auth thing isn't coming through correctly. Let me see what we get for just context.auth. Let's see what happens there. So it's undefined. Verifications app missing, auth missing. Okay. Well, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna get something to eat. Figure that out later. But yeah, it's I mean, I'm getting these warnings. Beginning verifications, whatever this is, whatever's going on there is probably a problem. But one thing I should probably do is upgrade these and just see if that helps at all. And also, it'd be nice to just have the upgraded version. But for now, yeah, I got the emulator set up. What else did I do today? I mean, just figuring that out took a while. I got this Firebase init set up, which I should have probably had before. I came up with sort of a plan for the matchmaking. So yeah, that's something I'm going to continue working on next time. I do want to get this user ID coming through. That's going to be important because you need the user ID, add that user ID to the pool. So I need to get that working. And then yeah, go from there. I'm sure there's something I'm missing in the setup, but yeah, that'll be my plan for next time. Hopefully it'll be later today or tonight. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time.